Welcome to Burns Hustles, where we turn side hustles into cash. Do you ever wonder why your travel story pitches never seem to make the cut? You're not alone. Many writers grapple with this reality, and it's often due to the same set of hurdles. First up, competition. The world of travel writing is a crowded one, with countless talented writers vying for the attention of the same editors. Then, there's the issue of uniqueness. With so many pitches landing in editors' inboxes, yours needs to be not just good, but different. It must illuminate a fresh perspective or reveal an untold story. Finally, capturing the essence of the travel experience is a challenge in itself. It's one thing to recount what you saw or did, but quite another to convey the emotion, the atmosphere, the cultural nuances. But don't worry, there are ways to navigate these challenges and make your pitch stand out. And we're going to explore those ways together. Stay tuned. First things first, know your audience. Imagine walking into a room filled with people, but instead of adapting your conversation style to suit the crowd, you launch into a monologue about your favorite obscure hobby. You might catch a few interested stares, but most will tune out. The same principle applies when pitching travel stories. Your pitch isn't just about you or your story, it's about the publication and their readers. Understanding the target publication and its readership is crucial for a compelling pitch. It's not enough to just write a great story. You need to present it in a way that resonates with the publication's audience. This is where research comes in. Dive into the publication's style, themes, and content. Read their articles, study their language, and note their preferred story structures. Does the publication lean towards personal narratives or factual accounts? Do they prefer stories about off-the-beaten-path adventures or luxury travel experiences? Consider the readership. Who are they? What are their interests and demographics? Are they seasoned travelers looking for insider tips or armchair explorers seeking vicarious thrills? Understanding these nuances can help you tailor your pitch to match the publication's style and appeal to its readers. Remember, each publication is unique, and what works for one may not work for another. A story about a thrilling mountain expedition might be perfect for an adventure-focused magazine, but might not fly with a publication geared towards luxury travel. Tailoring your pitch to the publication's audience isn't about changing your story. It's about presenting it in a manner that aligns with the publication's style and resonates with its readers. This increases your chances of acceptance. Think of it as speaking the publication's language. Ultimately, the goal of your pitch is to convince the editors that your story is worth sharing with their readers. It's about creating a bridge between your travel experience and the reader's interests, and the best way to build this bridge is by understanding the publication and its readers. So before you even start writing your pitch, invest time in understanding the publication and its readers. Now let's delve into the art of crafting the perfect pitch. This is where you transform your brilliant travel story idea into a concise, compelling proposal that captivates the editor's attention and makes them want to know more. First, let's discuss the hook. Think of it as your opening act, your first impression. It should be thought-provoking, unique, and enticing. Your hook should hint at the unique angle or perspective your story brings to the table, setting the stage for the rest of your pitch. Moving on to the story idea, this is where you unveil your concept in more detail. You'll need to explain why your story is relevant, who it affects, and why it's unique. You don't need to give every intricate detail, but you should paint a vivid enough picture so the editor can grasp the gist of your story. Now let's talk about the angle. This is your unique perspective or interpretation of the story. It's what sets your story apart from others. It could be a personal experience, an unusual viewpoint, or a fresh approach to a common theme. The angle is your secret weapon. It's what makes your story stand out from the crowd. Throughout your pitch, remember the importance of being concise and compelling. Editors are busy people. They don't have time to sift through pages of rambling prose. Your pitch should be like a mini-story, with a beginning, middle, and end. It should draw the editor in, hold their attention, and leave them wanting more. So, to recap, a compelling pitch has a captivating hook, a clear and unique story idea, and a distinct angle. It's concise, yet detailed enough to convey your story and its value. Remember, it's not just about what you say, but how you say it. Remember, a well-crafted pitch can be your golden ticket to getting published. So take your time, think it through, and craft a pitch that truly reflects the unique and compelling story you have to tell. While every pitch is unique, there are some universal do's and don'ts to keep in mind. Let's dive right into it. First, let's talk about the don'ts. Avoid being too vague. Editors receive hundreds, if not thousands, of pitches. If yours doesn't clearly and succinctly communicate what your story is about, it's likely to get lost in the shuffle. Don't leave them guessing. Make your point clear and compelling. Next, don't skimp on context. If you're pitching a story about a little-known village in the Himalayas, for example, make sure you provide enough background so the editor understands why it's important or interesting. A pitch without enough context is like a map without labels. It's hard to understand and easy to ignore. Lastly, don't hide your unique voice. Editors aren't just looking for interesting stories, they're looking for interesting storytellers. If your pitch reads like it could have been written by anyone, it won't stand out. Be true to your style and let your passion shine through. Now, on to the do's. Do be professional. This means not only using proper grammar and spelling, but also treating the pitch like a job application. Show that you take your work seriously and that you respect the editor's time. Do be timely. If you're pitching a story about Christmas markets in Germany, don't send it in January. Try to align your pitches with the publication's editorial calendar, if possible. And finally, do follow up appropriately. If you haven't heard back after a couple of weeks, it's okay to send a polite reminder. But don't pester the editor. Remember, they're juggling many tasks and it may take some time to get to your pitch. By avoiding these pitfalls, you can increase your chances of getting that coveted yes from editors. By being clear, providing context, showcasing your unique voice, being professional, being timely, and following up appropriately, you're well on your way to mastering the art of the pitch. Now that we've covered the basics, let's look at some example pitches. Picture this. You're pitching a story about a colorful, vibrant market in Marrakesh. You could start with, "I want to write about the Marrakesh market." Not very compelling, is it? Instead, consider something like this. Imagine the cacophony of vibrant colors, the symphony of sounds, and the tantalizing tastes that await in the heart of Marrakesh. I want to take your readers on a sensory journey through its bustling market, where every alleyway tells a story. Now, that's a pitch that grabs attention. Now let's take a look at another example. Say you're pitching a story about a unique wildlife experience in the Amazon rainforest. Instead of saying, "I want to write about my trip to the Amazon," try this. Deep in the heart of the Amazon lies a world untouched by human hands, where nature's symphony plays unending. I want to share with your readers the awe-inspiring encounters I had with the Amazon's unique wildlife and the lessons they taught me about our planet. This pitch is more effective because it promises a personal, emotional journey and a fresh perspective. But what if your story is about a city's transformation? You might be tempted to say, "I want to write about how Berlin has changed." However, a more compelling pitch might be, "Berlin, a city once divided, has now transformed into a vibrant cultural hub. I want to explore this metamorphosis, delving into the stories of the people who have shaped and are shaped by this change." This pitch works because it promises an in-depth look into a well-known topic, offering a new angle that readers may not have considered. As we analyze these examples, notice the common elements. They all promise a unique perspective, a personal touch, and a compelling narrative. They're not just about a place or a concept, but about experiences, emotions, and stories. As you can see, a successful pitch is a blend of strategy, creativity, and a deep understanding of your audience. So, let's quickly recap what we've learned today. We began by understanding the challenges that come with pitching travel stories. Recognizing these struggles is the first step towards overcoming them. We then moved on to the importance of knowing your audience. Remember, the more you understand the readership of your target publication, the more you can tailor your pitch to their interests. Next, we delved into the art of crafting the perfect pitch, a gripping introduction, an engaging narrative, and a hint of your unique voice. These are the key ingredients of a successful pitch. And don't forget the do's and don'ts we discussed. They can make all the difference between a pitch that gets tossed and one that gets published. We also shared some example pitches to help you visualize what a compelling pitch looks like. Use them as a jumping-off point for your own pitches. With these insights, you're well on your way to pitching travel stories that publications can't resist. Happy pitching!